Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. Welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support of this channel. I really have appreciated all of the dialogue that is happening in the comments section. I really do appreciate you all sharing, even at a deeper level, how these readings are connecting with you and resonating with you in terms of what's actually happening in your life. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. I'm a psychic medium as well as a channeler of my divine guided ancestors, as well as the Divine Sibyls of the ancient past, as well as just my many masterful teachers in the spirit realm. So thank you for joining me. If you end up resonating with any or part of these readings, would you consider giving me a thumbs up for the reading or subscribing to this brand new channel? So let's get to your pick a card reading. What would a tarot card reader say about you? And we may even find out who's inquiring about you. I think that would be a good question to ask. But what would a tarot card reader say about you right now? How would they describe you? How would they let this person know a little bit more about you? We have 3 groups, and you could choose with the artwork that's at the beginning of this video. And if you didn't see it, there's a timestamps in the description box. Or you can pick from one of these 3 groups. Spirit is telling me to keep the cards facing down, and this has also been a draw for me that I have not seen yet. So in the recording, it will all be revealed to me as well. But you have group 1, 2, and 3. And if some people choose to look at the timestamps in the description box, and I will remove my hands just so that you could stop the video and take a look at these decks and see if anything's calling your attention. I saw in one reading that the reader suggested that you just put a hand over each deck and see if you feel some kind of tingle or some kind of interaction happens when you put a finger or a hand on each deck, depending on what kind of screen you have. So just another way to select your deck, your reading. And I'm gonna get right into it. Thanks so much, my honeys. Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle, and if you chose group number 1, this is your reading for what would a tarot reader tell them about you. Now, this querent could be someone who's romantically interested in you. They could be interested in you as a friend or a business partner, maybe a platonic friend. So, take it where it resonates, but what would a tarot reader reveal about you? And so these cards I haven't seen yet, so let's go for the main one. A tarot reader, group number 1, would describe you ultimately. Wow. It says direction guardian here. Choose your path. A tarot reader would say about you, group number 1, is that you have had many life experiences, and on each path, no matter what path you decide to take, you excel at that task, at that experience. And there's something about you that wants to be liberated that way. It's very hard to tie you down into a box. I'm hearing if it's a career, you've had several careers. They may be interconnected in some way, but you've had several careers. I'm seeing someone who might be a Taurus, someone who might be a Leo in this reading as well. You have a real keen sense of who you are, even at the unconscious level. So a tarot reader would say that your freedom and your liberation, it provides you with a certain lifestyle. And you might be someone who works remotely around the world, or that is a plan of yours in the near future. A tarot reader may also say that you're very interested in astrology or astronomy. The two are they're different, but I'm seeing that you're interested in the planets. You're interested in the knowledge of what happens in the sky, what happens in space. A tarot reader may also reveal that you like to have the limelight on you. You like to have the sun on you. You like a life that provides you with a sense of security, and you like to be well taken care of, even if that's by your own hand. But you are someone who stands out, someone who many people admire and look to as a model. They like the way that you live because it's a little non-ordinary. Even if you have some kind of ordinary job, you do it in a non-ordinary way. I don't know why, but Spirit is calling to me accounting. If you were an accountant, you might just do accounting from wherever you're located remotely. You may do accounting in a way that helps people grow their finances and looks at how they can set up goals for their financial future. That's just a specific example, but Spirit wanted me to mention that. So let's see, how would a tarot reader describe your personality, group number 1? Oh, wow. We have healer, which is passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. The shadow attribute is taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. Group number 1, again, if you are in the healing profession, what a tarot reader would say is that you have very powerful hands. I don't know why I'm seeing that. So some of you may be a massage therapist, or you may work with the body in some way, chiropractor. It doesn't have to be those two things, but a Reiki healer even is what I'm seeing, like a body energy worker. Some of you may even do like sound baths. Let me know in the comments. But a tarot reader would say that you are a very powerful healer. There's something about the way that you work with energy and how your touch is quite healing to other people. They may point to a shadow attribute of you being so busy, so sought after, that you may not always take care of yourself. You're one of those people that find it hard to say no to someone in need. And so a shadow attribute of yours, group number 1, might be that sometimes you burn out. Sometimes you need concentrated times of alone time to heal. So a tarot reader would point that out about you to them. A tarot reader would also say that you have worked a lot with your wounded child. It says here, child wounded, awakens compassion and desire to serve others, wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. The shadow attribute is blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds and resists moving on through forgiveness. You may be a counselor, you may be a therapist. A tarot reader would reveal that in some way you are, in whatever profession you're in, you're a great healer. And the reason that you've been able to become a great healer, group number 1, is that you have learned from your own experiences. You have healed yourself, and in doing that, you have been able to help others to heal themselves. A tarot reader would say about you that you have learned to cultivate a practice of forgiveness that's very unique. And maybe this practice is something that you teach others how to do. You teach others how to work with their wounded parts so that they can feel whole again. A tarot reader would also reveal that you are a great lover. And I can mean that in a many different ways, group number 1. It says here, your light attributes are great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation for someone or something. The shadow attribute is obsessive passion that harms others, or self-destructive devotion. So a tarot reader would say about you, group number 1, is that you are a lover of life. And in terms of you being a lover, you have no problems expressing your passion and your devotion to someone. You are very romantic at heart. That's what a tarot reader would say. And they would reveal that over the years you've had to really learn what healthy love is. You may have had some past behaviors of not really, of giving your all too much to the wrong people. You may have had to learn a little bit about codependency and heal some of those parts within yourself, because maybe that was part of your wound. But a tarot reader would say right now that you are indeed a lover of life, and that comes through even in your romantic relationships as well as your friendships, even your business relationships. You really care for people. You check in on people. People may receive a random email from you like, hey, how you doing? I was just thinking about how great it was to work on that project with you. I'm really hoping that we'll get together and collaborate again. I don't know why Spirit is saying that's something you would do. Tarot readers would also point out that you check in on friends, and you're not one of those kind of partners or lovers or spouses that disappears or withdrawals. Like, you are highly communicative. A tarot reader would reveal about you, group number 1, is that you're a little quirky. For some of you, a small group, a tarot reader would reveal that you're queer. And you love your queerness. There's something about your queerness that's even extends to your fashion taste. You like to be different in many levels of your life. And that's been part of your transformation, even, group number 1. And if you aren't queer, there's something about this rainbow bridge, how you bring people together. You really believe in community, and your community, your friends, even the people you work with, exist of a lot of different kinds of people. People that you wouldn't ordinarily put together in a group. You have that ability to bring different minds together and inspire a group to work together at a very deep level. You really like nature. There's something about you being able to stop and look at the flowers. Even if you're busy, you're that kind of person that says, oh, look at the sun up in the sky. How beautiful it is. You really do take the time out to be in gratitude for all that you have, for all that's coming towards you. A tarot reader would say you're quite positive in your energy, group number 1. What else would a tarot reader say about you? We have the High Priestess, and Spirit said to take it upright. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Spirit said to take it upright. And we have the Princess of Cups. Group number 1, a tarot reader would tell them that it's important for you to get to know people. And as you get to know people, you reveal more about yourself. But you have learned over the years to take your relationships, especially the ones that you want to deepen, you take them slowly. A tarot reader would say about you that in your High Priestess energy, there's something highly intuitive about you, that you can see into people's souls. And it's from that place that, again, you are able to get different kinds of people to work together, because you see at the soul level that they're quite alike. You have that talent, you have that skill. Very random, but someone might be like a casting director, or you may do something that has to involve with putting different actors together. You may be at a company level doing that in an HR perspective. Whatever this work is that you do, from healing to working with people in community, you are quite fulfilled in your career. That's what a tarot reader would tell them, that you're very successful at what you do. Even if what you do keeps you busy, a tarot reader would say that you're in Nine of Pentacles energy, meaning you might be single right now, but you're very fulfilled in your life. But, you know, a tarot reader would reveal that you are looking to give a cup to someone. You are ready for a relationship. Most likely you are single, or you are transitioning into that, and you are now looking at how can you offer a cup to someone. So a tarot reader might say, if they were asking specifically about you being a crush of theirs, a tarot reader might tell them that you actually do have a crush on them, and that you're thinking about this cup that you want to offer them. That's very specific for someone. Congratulations. A tarot reader would confirm that they too have feelings for you at the crush level. But they might reveal that to you. Let's see. Let's go to my hoodoo deck, because you guys, the hoodoo deck tells the truth. What else would a tarot reader reveal about group number 1? That you are building your coffers. Not only, I think a lot of your career success, you're starting to feel comfortable in that career success, and that you are ambitious. You don't mind going out and looking for new work, creating connections. You're not a person that's very happy with sitting around. You're not a stagnant energy. You have a lot of energy. Yeah, a tarot reader would reveal to them that your work means a lot to you. And for some of you, a tarot reader would reveal that you are considering doing more metaphysical, psychic work. Tarot reader might say that you have the ability to make a living that way. Some of you have really great skills psychically, and that you may be able to like make a living and career off of that. A tarot reader would say you work hard, you put in the work, you cultivate your garden, group number 1. And a tarot reader would say that you do that in your relationships too, not only your material life, but your relationships too. And they reveal that you put in the work and you get the results. You're a great manifester. And they say you are a partner. You're spouse material. You're partner material. You will come and build that relationship, and you'll build it by planting fertile seeds in the soil. Take that. I don't know why Spirits had to say it that way, but you will grow things with them. You're a partner for them. That's what this tarot reader would say. You are partner material. And I think that's what this person is looking for. And a tarot reader would say, yes, that's who this is. They said that you've been through a lot of changes in your life. And, you know, You work with your ancestors too. You're not afraid of the shadowy parts of yourself. You're not afraid to keep learning from your unconscious. And you do work with your ancestors. That's what a tarot reader would say. So, for some people, they would need to know that you have a special relationship with your lineage guides. Anything else, Spirit? What else would a tarot reader say about group number 1? Again, you're ready to be in relationship. You're relationship ready. A tarot reader would say you have this beautiful cup to offer, and you may be coming towards them. I don't know why spirit and the tarot readers pointing to me, this teapot. This person might ask you to coffee soon. That's what they would reveal. This person might ask you to tea, coffee, breakfast, dinner. Have you over, have conversations with you. They're very interested in you. And this person is also very generous. Their life, even though they are in gratitude and know that their ancestors have guided them throughout their life, they feel so lucky to have been blessed the way they have. And they feel like the cherry on top would be a beautiful relationship with someone they could give to, someone they could partner with. And they would say that you would need to be careful. The tarot reader would warn you. Be careful about any kind of lying, any kind of way of bending the truth. This person doesn't like any kind of deception that would make them leave the relationship. So if you have any insecurities about who you are, you have any insecurities around telling them the truth around something, the tarot reader would advise you to stay truthful at all levels. At all levels. Couple of more cards here. Yeah. You are not, a tarot reader would say, you're not a person who's going to stick around for something that they don't think they deserve. So, you're being described as a person who knows your worth, group number 1. And yeah, if you feel like a situation is not working for you, you have no problem in leaving. A tarot reader would say you've worked too hard in your life to stay in something where you're not respected, where you're not treated well. Yeah. The 9 of Swords is in reverse. Like, you've learned all of those lessons of challenges and drama and chaos. You're not willing to put yourself in that energy anymore. So a tarot reader would say, make sure that any kind of proposal that they have when they're coming towards you is with the intention of a healthy relationship. So group number 1, thank you so much for the honor of reading and tapping into a tarot reader's message about you. If you resonated with any or part of this reading, would you mind giving me a thumbs up? And if you like the way that I read and you want to stay connected, please subscribe to this channel and click that bell because you'll get notified when I upload new readings. In group number 1, if this is where we part, it looks like something nice is coming towards you in terms of a relationship, but I really appreciate the work you do and how you navigate community. Thank you so much, group number 1. Take care. Hello, group number 2. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle, and this is your pick a card reading on what would a tarot reader say about you. So I haven't seen these cards yet, so we're going to discover some key points that a tarot reader would reveal about your overall character, maybe some of your personality traits, and then we'll dive deeper into some of the other things a tarot reader would share about you. So, your main energy, what would a tarot reader reveal about you, group number 2? The Water Guardian. A tarot reader might say that you might be a water sign, or that water as an element plays deeply in your life. You might live by the water, you may love going to the water, or you might live by a particular body of water. They're also saying that you are an emotional person, not in a bad way, but that you navigate your life through your emotions. You could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. You're highly intuitive. That's what a tarot reader would say about you. That your third eye is wide open, especially when it comes to your intuition. A tarot reader would say that you are most free when you're able to express your emotions and be understood that way. So a tarot reader would say that it's very important for you to be around people who embrace your emotions, who embrace how you communicate your feelings. You're a person in which you receive a lot of life from your feeling state. Some of you, a tarot reader would say, have very strong siren qualities, meaning you call in a lot of people on a sensual level. Even if you don't purposely think you're doing that, there's something very attractive and alluring about you. And so a tarot reader would tell this person that many people might be attracted to you. And it's not just on the physical level. It could be that they feel emotionally connected to you. It could be that they like the qualities of water that you kind of present. A tarot reader would say that you're also very direct with your emotions. Like, you don't skirt around issues. If you have something to share, you're going to share it in a direct kind of way, group number 2. A tarot reader would also say that you have kind of monk/nun qualities. And that says here, the light attribute, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. The shadow attribute is negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety. A tarot reader would reveal about you is that you have a spiritual practice that's very sacred to you. You're very devoted. Some of you might be devoted to a particular deity like Shakti or Shiva. Some of you might be a devotee of Mami Wata or Yemaya. Like, there's something, there may be for some of you, and this is getting a little specific, but the tarot reader would reveal that you are a devotee of a particular deity or of a particular religious practice. And that's a place where you find your grounding. It's a place where you have a lot of gratitude for all the prosperity you experience. You're attributed to being a devotee of a particular spiritual practice. We have martyr here. So a tarot reader would say that you... there's something about you that doesn't mind being in service to others. Again, there's that devotee kind of energy. So there's a way in which you're selfless. You like to give. You may volunteer. A tarot reader might say that you volunteer in something that you do regularly, and you consider that part of your service to the community. It could be anything, like you go and you help with the animals at the animal shelter, or you may serve at the houseless shelter. Like, there's something that you do regularly as part of your service back to humanity. A tarot reader would say that this part of your life has really kept you healed, kept you in gratitude, helped you to understand how you can contribute. A tarot reader may also reveal that you have deep humility. Deep, again, here's that word, devotion. It says humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. The shadow attributes its arrogance in pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. So a tarot reader would reveal about you that you're constantly learning. You're not a person who feels like they know it all. You are constantly trying to open yourself up to and expand, and there's a way again where that devotion plays into it. Some of you might be highly religious, even meaning you just have a real dedication towards your church, your synagogue, your temple, your mosque. There's something there where that's a real key, vital part of your life. This is for some of you. Yeah, a tarot reader would also reveal that you are so deeply embedded with your spiritual practices that you never bypass. You understand that the human condition is not just one of worship, that we also have to give back. So you have some kind of philosophy that exist alongside your devotion, making sure that you are contributing where you can. What else would a tarot reader say about you? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Sun. Wow. And you have the Hermit. So group number 2, a tarot reader would say that maybe in the past, for some of you, you experienced a lot of misfortune. Maybe you were brought up in a family that had experienced a lot of poverty. But they said that once you became a devotee, I keep seeing that word, so some of you may come from a culture where you understand that what that means is once you became linked to your deity, your guide, I'm hearing, your life turned around. You became very successful. And there's something about you, a tarot reader would reveal that you're in perpetual hermitage. Like you're always going in and seeking more of spirit, seeking yourself to know more of yourself through your spiritual practices. And so a tarot reader might reveal that this part of your life, if they were looking to be in a relationship with you, you would have to adapt to that. This might be a person, group number 2, you might be a person that goes on longer meditation retreats. You may do 10-day or whole month retreats. You may go somewhere for a spiritual pilgrimage. And so a tarot reader would say you would have to be okay with that life, because that's a large part of who you are as a person. Group number 2. So what else would a tarot reader reveal to them about you? Group number 2. Yeah, that this is 10 of Swords in reverse, that a lot of why you're grateful for where you're at is because you experience a huge healing. Your life turned around. You may have had a childhood, or even just in a more recent young adulthood, where you experienced a lot of, for some of you, take it where it resonates. For some of you, a tarot reader would say you may have had to deal with some mental health issues, maybe around stress or depression. Other tarot readers may say that this reverse 10 of knives means that you've had to heal from a lot of betrayals, a major betrayal maybe. Either some of you experienced more than one, but a tarot reader would say a betrayal significantly halted you. Like you had to take some time to heal that. Yeah. And they said that, this could have caused you some ruminating. It could have been a lot of high anxiety you were dealing with. So a tarot reader would reveal that you had some mental health issues that you had to overcome and heal. What else would a tarot reader reveal about you? A tarot reader would also reveal about you, group number 2, is that you're quite generous. Tarot reader might also say that you have a little specialty dish that you make. That when you love someone or you want to become someone's friend, you make them this dish. It could be pie, quite literally, or it could be another dish. But you're very generous with food. Food might be like a love language of yours, like cooking for people, having people over, sharing a meal. In other ways, if that's not it, a tarot reader would say that you're just very generous in general. You're the kind of person that when you all make a plan to go to dinner and when the check comes, they're like, no, let me take care of it. Let me take care of it. And they will reveal to you, this tarot reader, is that sometimes you will get an argument like, no, you took care of the bill the last time. And this person's going to be like, no, I just want to take care of it. Just let me do it. So there's something about this person's generous qualities that a tarot reader would say sometimes you become a little uncomfortable, especially if you're an independent person, because this person loves to give. But they really love to give, not in just like a willy-nilly way, but when they love someone, they really want to give to them. A tarot reader would say, there's that food again. Like a tarot reader would say, they're going to think that the way to your heart is through cooking for you. But also, you hold a key of great nurturing for this person. If this person wants a relationship with you, there's something about just how you are most happy when you can give in your relationships. Look at that. A tarot reader would reveal that, yes, you are looking for a partnership. And that can be anything from a spouse or just a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner. And they said that they would show you as a very queen of wands, regardless of gender. You're pretty sensual, XE-actual. There's something a little bit, I don't know, when you get that Queen of Wands energy, it's something like, there's a pull. And a tarot reader says that, once they have their sights on you, they are going to use their powers of persuasion, not in a manipulative way, but you would use your powers of persuasion to bring them into a place where suddenly they find themselves gardening with you on the weekend. Suddenly they find themselves eating over at your house a few times during the week for dinner. Suddenly they find themselves going home with pie and flowers, and this person, your tarot reader would say, you will work for the love. You will work for that love. And it's not in a way, again, that's manipulative. You're a hard worker in every aspect of your life. But when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, people around you are going to know that they're wanted. So a tarot reader would say, you not only put that kind of work in your relationships, you actually might expect that from people in terms of reciprocity. A tarot reader would say there's some aspects of you, especially your childhood, that they may not learn about right away. That there's things that you are going to want to share with them as your relationship gets deeper. They may have had the tarot reader would say that you may have had a significant loss when you were a child, like a parent or a grandparent or someone who was a mentor to you, someone who looked out for you. So that's very specific. But a tarot reader would say that may not be a part that you share right away, but as your relationship deepens, you would reveal something very important about your childhood to them. What else would a tarot reader say about you? Yeah, you are a high priestess. So, high priestess energy means that a high priestess knows when to share, what to share. And a high priestess, you may have practices depending on what deity you're working with, where you're working with rituals, where you're working in ceremony. And so a tarot reader would reveal to you that your spirit guides are a vital part of your life, and your practice with them is vital. It's how you stay in communion, not only with the spirit world, but with yourself. A tarot reader would also reveal to them, group number 2, is that while you have a lovely cup to offer in any kind of relationship, whether that's romantic or friends or community or business, but that cup, it comes with a little bit of a shadow. And it's not, and a tarot reader would say, and I would even say, group number 2, is that shadow is not meant to be scary to someone, but to also know that you don't run away from your darker parts. You present everything on the table and say, hey, these are things that I'm still healing. These are things I'm still working on. This is how I work with, this is how I've noticed I sometimes show up in relationships. Like, this person is going to explain to you. That's what a tarot reader would say. That group number 2 is going to explain to you and show you even their shadowy bits. But it's not something you need to be afraid of. It's just how authentic you show up in relationship. Yeah. Because I think for you, a tarot reader would say for you, it's not a close relationship if you're only seeing their light and love. Yeah. They have so much to offer you. That's what a tarot reader would say about you, group number 2, that you have so much to offer in love. And again, that food. A tarot reader might warn them that they may gain a little weight being in a relationship with you, group number 2. Because you're going to bring the food. Food is something about your love language. Please put it in the comments if this resonates with you. But you like food, you like drink. You might be a Taurus. You may have some Taurian energy up in that chart of yours. You like to make things from scratch. If you're going to make breakfast, it's homemade biscuits. It's fresh flowers on the table. Like, you really do it up, group number 2. I gotta say, I'm a little attracted to that. Last few messages about group number 2. What would a tarot reader reveal about them? I think a tarot reader would also say about you is that you really take seriously your ancestors, your success and the gratitude. You really do lift up your entire progress and prosperity to whatever spirits you're working with, whatever religion or spiritual. You really have a stake in that, because you've really seen how your practice, your spirituality has literally changed your life from night to day to night. And so a tarot reader would say it's just an important part of who you are. And they should never plan on you giving that up for any relationship. That quite literally, you have studied this religion or practice at an academic level even. And that you might even believe in the astrology to that might be some of your practice, whatever it is that you're practicing, group number 2. This person should know it's a vital part of who you are, and it will always be. Yeah, look at that. You're a person of family and community, and you may have had to create a family of choice. But your life, if a tarot reader would say, if you want to be a part of this person's life, they're going to see how you fit in their current life. Okay, group number 2, I have really felt honored to do this reading, especially tapping into what a tarot reader would tell them about you, because you're quite powerful. And I love that you love the language of food as your love language. I mean, it's kind of mine. But thank you so much. If you've resonated with any or part of this reading, could you give me a thumbs up? If you haven't subscribed yet and you like the way that I read, please consider hitting that subscribe bell, because you'll get notified when I upload new readings once you subscribe. And if this is where we part, group number 2, lovely reading. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in future readings. Take care. Hello, group number 3. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle, and welcome to your Pick a Card reading on what would a tarot reader share about you. Now, this could be with someone who's interested in knowing you for various reasons, whether that's romantic, business, platonic. But what would a tarot card reader, if they sat down with this reader, reveal about you? Well, let's go to your main energy. Earth Guardian, staying rooted and grounded. So group number 3, a tarot card reader would say immediately that you are probably going to be the most grounded person. Your energy is really calm, very peaceful. They would reveal about you that you are a protector of the earth energy. So some of you may very much like to be in nature, but also protect nature from an eco standpoint. Like you may even work with earth medicines. So you may be an herbalist, a gardener. And there's something about your relationship to the earth that you have kind of like a psychic connection to the earth. You are an earth angel. And that can spread anyway from earth to its inhabitants. So you may be involved with animal rights. You may look out for particular sets of human beings. I don't know if you heard that confirmation, but there was a confirmation ding. One of your favorite colors might be green. You may wear variations of green or earth tones. I don't know, that randomly came through. The tarot reader would say, too, that you may have some kind of ancestral connection to the earth as well. Druid, maybe you're indigenous to a particular part of the world or a particular land base. There's something about you that integrates your spirituality with the earth. So some kind of earth-based religion even you might be a part of, or just a practice, or just an honoring of the earth. However it is, your earth practices, the tarot reader would say, your eye is open, your third eye is open. So that's a great part of your groundedness and how you relate to others. That makes sense. And note the green. Mother, you have a great nurturing energy. A tarot reader would say that you are a big giver. You know how to show unconditional love. That is where you find a lot of joy. And you have incredible patience. Again, that's part of that rooted, grounded, peaceful demeanor that you have. And they've said that you've had to learn that because maybe a tarot reader would reveal that you grew up with a mother that sometimes was a little stifling. Sometimes you grew up in maybe a family environment that was heavily enmeshed and codependent. So you had to learn over the years how to kind of extract yourself from that energy while still being nurturing, while still being patient, while still practicing unconditional love. There's something about the way that you show love, this tarot reader would say, that immediately have people fall in love with you. Why, when I said that, Spirit's like, and also a tarot reader would say that maybe at a certain point in your life, people might have said that in a negative way, you kind of use this attraction for private agendas, and you had to learn how to be more positive with these seductive qualities that you have. Group number 3. So a tarot reader would say that they may experience hearing some stories about you from the past that may not cast you always in positive lights, but to know, the tarot reader would assure this person to know that aspect of who you are, you've healed. But definitely, and the tarot reader would say, you would admit that there have been people that you may have harmed in the past, not harmed in and I want to say like a very hurtful way, but you may have exercised some of your seductive qualities in a more not so gentle way. A tarot reader would say that you would reveal this about yourself, that you wouldn't keep that a secret. A tarot reader would also let them know that you're highly creative and that they would find out just how your creativity, your expression for life, it moves beyond your senses, that you inspire people simply because they're in your sphere. They get inspired by you. And, a tarot reader would also say that, you've had to, maybe some of you in this group number 3, are beautiful artists. And in a way, people fall in love with your talents, your skills. And I think there might have been like a period in your life where you didn't know how to handle those relationships because you were coming from a family system that was heavily enmeshed, where relationships were a little toxic and tarnished, and you had to learn how to be more healthy in your relationships because people have a natural attraction towards you. And so you had to understand over the years how to navigate that energy in a healthy way. So a tarot reader would say, would tell them if they're a little skittish about you being a player or a Don Juan. I think the tarot reader would say that they would have to also be willing to understand that that's a big part of your past, but it's not anything that's a part of your future. I might cover up this particular card just in case. Shadows of light. Yeah, I would say that a tarot reader would say that that's a huge part of your shadow work, was understanding what healthy relationships look like. And there will be a part of you that might even admit to them, a tarot reader would say, that you may be still working on some of that. But you notice that about yourself and you're not trying to hide it from anyone. But a tarot reader would say that that's something that they are looking to grow their edges on. We have 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Spirit said keep it in reverse. We have Ace of Cups. And Spirit said to keep it in reverse. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. Group number 3, a tarot reader would tell them that you have not always been financially stable as this creative person or whatever work you do. Many of you, it's creative in some way. And maybe in the past, some of this relationship codependency, it really came out of trying to survive. So you may have gotten involved in relationships where another partner was taking care of you or being a benefactor to your creativity or, helping you out in some kind of way. And you realize, and this is very specific for some of you, but in group number 3, you realize that these relationships were just toxic. They were built on your need for survival, and that in this transition of yours, you've become really independent. You now can offer the things that in the past you may have just taken. And so there's something highly transformative about you, this tarot reader would say, that now you're in this Knight of Pentacles. You have cultivated your own prosperity, your own success, and you understand that it's just not there to just give to any random person and recreate some of the toxicity that maybe you grew up with. Very interesting. So group number 3, what else would a tarot reader share about you? Ooh. Like losing the cards, but what else would a tarot reader share about you, group number 3? Yeah, that a large part of your healing was to become self-sufficient. A large part of your healing was to become independently prosperous, not to look for your relationships to help you in that area. Yeah, a tarot reader would also reveal to you, group number 3, would reveal about you, group number 3, sorry for that, that you have some people that still want to keep you in your past, that still gossip about your past sometimes. Even though you have changed, even though you've demonstrated to people over the years, this could be past relationships, past lovers, past spouse, family members, you, as a result of you becoming independent, leaving a particular lifestyle even, you still have some people in the past that don't want to let that part of your life just fade into the background. They want to say that you're still that way. And a tarot reader would warn this person that there might be an upside down Queen of Wands who is trying to tarnish or continue to tarnish your reputation. Very interesting. But you are an Empress energy. A tarot reader would say, but guess what? Because of the work that you've done, because you embody Empress energy, regardless of your gender, you have been able to recreate a life that is much more integrity and aligned with who you truly are. And being in your Empress energy, you really don't care about what people are saying anymore, because that's just not a part of who you are. And so a tarot reader will say that they may come up against some challenges because they may hear things, but they have to cultivate the kind of relationship with you where they know that you are telling the truth, that you have changed, that you have grown. Because, I mean, let's be honest, group number 3, I think you're a highly attractive person. I think that you didn't know quite what to do with that attractiveness in the early parts of your life. But now, and because the early parts of your life presented you with a lot of different options, a lot of different ways, directions you could have gone. And I think a tarot reader would say about you is that you now can reflect on that and see your missteps. And this tarot reader would reveal that you're a person that's quite literally done a lot of work on themselves. Yeah. You released yourself from a lot of betrayal, a lot of like mental anguish that you went through dealing with these toxic relationships. I'm really a tarot reader would say you dealt with a lot of toxic relationships, and now this tarot reader would also reveal that you're very attracted to whoever wants this reading. You're very attracted to them. And there are no other options here. They're very focused on you, a tarot reader would say. And the tarot reader would let this person know that you have overcome many great things that have put you in a position of victory, that allows you to really stand your ground. And there are many people outside of the toxic people that you have tried to like move out of your life. There are many people now who actually cheer for you, who've seen all of the progress that you've made. And so a tarot reader would say that you also have people around you. Maybe it might be a small group, but these are people who support you, who have your back, who've seen you go through life's ups and downs and make changes for the better. What else would a tarot reader say about group number 3? That you are not going to hide anything from them. You will tell them the story of your life. You will let them know about some of the toxic relationships you were in previously, and you will just put it all on the table. Yeah. A tarot reader would say that you've had to basically turn this life around on your own. It didn't come at the expense of someone else. And you'll be truthful about just the unfortunate events that took place earlier in your life. Yeah. A tarot reader would say that group number 3 is no longer in a holding pattern. That you are ready to take action on this relationship. That, you see this relationship in balance. And that, part of that is taking a chance, right? Because you could easily say that kind of past, I don't like it. It doesn't align with me. And, the tarot reader would say to them, you have that right. You would let them know they have that right to not talk to them anymore. But this person truly, group number 3, the tarot reader would tell this person truly that, you know what, group number 3 sees you as someone who's so nurturing and giving, and they would love to give more to you. So a tarot reader would say, this person has mirrored qualities as you, that they know how to give in healthy ways now. Yeah. Group number 3, a tarot reader would also say that you are very committed to building your own coffers, to building your own success. And you're not looking for anyone to help you. You're not looking for anyone to subsidize you. A tarot reader would say you're very committed to growing your career. You're very committed to growing stable finances. Some of you might be financially stable already, but a tarot reader would say you're committed to being self-made in many ways. Yeah. A tarot reader may also reveal to them that you may end up moving soon. And a tarot reader would say that might be something they want to talk to you about early on in terms of any kind of relationship they want to form with you, because you might be moving. I don't know why that's coming up. Yeah, a tarot reader is saying, with the Strength card, your life has required a lot of confidence. And some of that confidence that's embedded in you allows you to make certain kind of moves in life now. You're not stuck anywhere. You're not toxically connected to anyone. So some of you, a tarot reader would say, might be thinking about moving. And that might, because this came out in reverse, hinder you from getting into a new relationship in a serious way. Even though you could see the benefits of having a partner, a tarot reader might say that you will talk to them about some of your future plans. And that might impact you having a long-term relationship with them. It may not. But this person may, if they live near you, or, you know, if they want something solid with you, tarot readers would advise them to ask you about your future moves. Yeah, because some of you may just be making moves that come later with an offer of moving. You know, like maybe you're applying for jobs right now, and maybe you'll get a job that is located somewhere else. So the tarot reader's just going to say that you may not even be fully aware of yourself being put in a position to move soon, but it may be coming towards you, and that this person needs to be aware of that. Yeah. That there's just aspects of your life where you are getting in more and more alignment with what it takes for you to feel free, to grow, and the tarot reader would say your life is a little bit in a transitional energy. And lastly, yeah, a tarot reader may say this about you, group number 3, that while you love the idea of offering a cup and being in relationship with people, that you may also not be 100% sure where you're going. And that in the short term, this tarot reader might say that your relationship may not bloom fully because of some things that are external to the relationship that are happening. And that they may want to inquire about that a little bit more, or know that you may have different paths in your lives, and it may be some separation involved if you do get together. There's something there that the tarot reader would point out. Make sure that you both are aligned with where you want the relationship to go. Yeah, because the tarot reader will point out, group number 3, that ultimately you've learned that you are good when you're free, when you're liberated. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be in a serious relationship, but there's something about your life right now where you're kind of looking ahead at opportunities and getting out of toxic relationships. So a tarot reader might say you're not running to get into a relationship. You've learned and you've healed a lot of things about yourself, but you still are on that journey in many ways. Okay, group number 3. If you resonated with any of this relationship reading, okay, if you resonated with any of this reading, would you mind giving me a thumbs up? It's a way that to help me for free to grow this new channel, make sure that other people are seeing my readings. If you like the way that I read, would you mind subscribing to the channel? And then you can click that bell because you will get notified when I upload new readings. If this is where we part, group number 3, I really connected with the honesty that was coming through in this reading, and I wish you the very best, and I hope that I see you in future readings. Take care.